For a lot of people listening to this pod, their first introduction to this brand was a unique treat delivered to them by a hen-clucking rabbit in the 1980s. For many, that treat was the shining crown of any well-appointed Easter basket. But it wasn't created in the 1980s, not even the 70s. It goes back to the 1960s. And the brand that makes it started over 200 years ago, in 1824. What began as a family business when consumer chocolate was at its infancy grew to become a leader in the industry. Through groundbreaking innovations, crave-worthy products, and unforgettable marketing, the tiny shop in England that opened more than 2 centuries ago is now the second largest confectionery brand in the world, with a value closing in on $4 billion. And with fan favorites like Curly Whirlies, Twirls, Flakes, and Wispas, Crunchies, Cream Eggs, Buzz Bars, and the milk dairy that sells over 1 million bars a day, they offer something for just about everyone. And that's why this week's On Brand is on Cadbury.
We're all jazzed up, nearly having a cow. You want your favorite show, and it's on right now. It's on brand.
Welcome to On Brand with Jon and Marisa.
Hey, I'm John.
Hey, I'm Marisa. Okay. Or should I say hop, hop, hop? This is huge.
This is big. This is a big one. So here's what I do. I'm like, let's get a job and be really busy. Then do these enormous brands. Patagonia, like next week I just want to do like salt.
When you said 200 years, I was like, John, can you do like AG1, a vitamin brand that's been around for like since like 2017. Like, my God, you don't have to go so damn far back in time.
I gotta tell you, it's been a little brutal, this one. And it's like, I didn't even do like the history of Easter. I didn't do the history of eggs.
The resurrection of Christ.
The resurrection. None of that. I mean, I literally started with...
Should we go to church this year?
I occasionally go to church. I don't mind going to church.
Let's go. I think we need a little more reverence in our life.
I used to go to the Presbyterian church by my house quite often.
Let's start with Easter. That seems like a meaty one in the church-going community.
What was fun about that, I only went a handful of times, but one of the times I went happened to be when they were taking like their annual or every 10-year photograph.
So in it?
I'm just in the photograph with everyone from the church.
Thank you to our supporters. We'd be nothing without you.
What happened?
John, we're awaiting your tithe. We saw you worked on Avatar. Pay up.
Just to what? Give 10% of your...
I think so. We should do that.
10% of my income last year I could have done that quite easily. Now with my secret job, no.
This is huge. Cadbury is a big one. And I have told you I've been going through this like 9-pound bag of Cadbury eggs from Costco. The Cadbury mini eggs, my vice. I've been eating these. The thing is, these are so munchable, crunchable, snackable, whackable that you eat like 5 of those and you pop them in your mouth like they're popcorn. And then you do that 5 times and then you're like, oh, mommy, me have a bellyache.
It's too much.
Too much.
I like chocolate. I am easily overwhelmed by chocolate.
Yeah, you do get stressed out by chocolate.
I don't like the smell of a chocolate store.
So
it
weird.
hurts my stomach. It's too much.
Yeah.
I could have a few of those eggs. I do think those eggs are great. Their shell is so thick.
Shatter of that shell.
It's so crunchy and it's kind of dusty and the colors are good. Cadbury for me is like such a nostalgic chocolate because I do associate it almost completely with the cream egg.
And that 80s commercial.
The 80s commercial, which I will play later.
You burst my bub a bit because I was like, oh, these eggs are so good, these Cadbury eggs. And you were like, bitch, those are made by Hershey's.
They are. Since 1988, any Cadbury product you buy in America is made by Hershey.
What about like a world market?
Okay. Interesting you say that. So
okay.
I wanted to do a taste test.
I love that on the company dime. You're like, we'll get a 48 pack of eggs.
Well, I could only find that in a 4. I had only planned to buy this one egg, which is from the UK.
Sure.
And then one of these.
Okay.
I was like, I'm going to spend about $3.
Yeah.
I'm $35 in. I saw this. How could I say no to a Cadbury cream egg bar?
I actually might like that better because I don't like Cadbury cream eggs. I find the ratio to be overwhelming.
Well, they have the
Goo.
mini cream eggs. I could have gotten those, but I didn't.
But I might like the bar because I prefer mostly chocolate with just a dribble of cream.
I got you now see, I say I got you like I'm nice. I got it for me, and then when I got home I realized it was something else. This is called a sweetly dark caramello Cadbury.
Oh, I will.
I thought the caramel was dark. I was like, it's like burnt caramel. And then I got home and I was like, bitch, this is just dark chocolate. I was like, that's for Marissa. I got us both curly
that wet,
whirlies.
Drippy caramel.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
So we have lots
good.
of treats. I got us these cookies.
That's fun. Time out, Roundy. Are these from World Market?
These are all from World Market.
What else did you get at World Market when you went?
Nothing. I had to run over there on a break.
No
I didn't
throw
even
pillows.
I didn't stop at Nothing Bundt. I had no time. I ran in. But this, oh my God, the best story. So
What?
I had read that World Market had the English Cadbury eggs, which are apparently you're not supposed to be able to sell them anywhere in the country. I know you can buy them in like English stores, but Hershey like had a lawsuit and made it so they didn't want competition.
Yeah.
Because theirs are not as good and they don't use as good of products.
What's weird though is that like the Hershey brand Cadbury eggs, the mini eggs, taste a lot like they don't taste like a Hershey bar. So like they changed the recipe.
Right.
Like they copied it in a way where I'm like, this is better than a Hershey bar.
They found a way to make it taste more like Cadbury than a Hershey bar, but using like palm oils and like worse ingredients.
Poison, garbage, rat tails.
Exactly. Well, we'll get into that. Now Cadbury, their eggs for years have been made with dairy milk chocolate, which is what they're famous for.
What is that?
It's basically, we'll get into it's in the show, but basically it's a very old bar that they've had since 1905. It's a candy bar that has, they claim, a glass and a half of milk in each bar. So it's very milk forward.
That's always a pain point for me with chocolate brands is there's only like a glass of milk or like 3/4 of a glass.
I need a glass and a half of milk.
I eat candy to get my milk.
So I ran over to World Market to get one of these eggs. And I run in, I ask, hey, where's your Easter stuff?
And you're on the go. You're working boy. So you have your attaché case, papers are flying, sunglasses.
I'm in my heels, but I put on my Reeboks for lunch so I could run around town.
Yeah, keep Reeboks in your purse.
I keep Reeboks in my purse. And I'm like, hey, where's your Easter candy? Is it all in one place? They're like, yeah, it's just right in the middle, right over there. Perfect. Great. I run over there, scan the aisle, see Cadbury, don't see the eggs.
I'm working on a secret project, so I don't have a lot of time.
So there, I didn't see them. So then I was like, they also have Cadbury in the back. So I went and looked in there, I didn't see them, but there was a lady stocking candy there. And I was like, hey, I don't know if you know by any chance.
My podcast.
My podcast on brand with Jon and Marisa. Every episode's about an iconic brand that's told in a fun and funny way.
I interview you? We used to do that, interview employees when we went to the Gap.
God.
That was fun. That was early pod.
We should go back to our roots.
Yeah, it's fun to interview. So, ma'am, when you're stocking the Cadbury eggs, do you find that the customers are really excited to see these on the shelf? How have you avoided litigation from Hershey's? Well, honey, I work here. I'm half of the time on throw pillows. Good intel.
Oh, I love it. So I asked her, hey, listen, I don't know if you've by any chance seen it. I'm trying to get a Cadbury egg that's actually made by Cadbury.
Yeah.
She's like, oh yeah, we had some up in the Easter thing. I was like, I was just there. I didn't see him. I was like, would you mind coming with me? Because I'm notorious for overlooking things. I just am. I'm terrible at it. So
that's
she's
a
like,
good strategy to blame yourself instead. Like, so it's like, I'm an idiot. Can you help me?
Yeah, I mean, it's true. So she walks me up there and then she sees them and they were in this box, which it was faced like this. So I mean, I wouldn't have seen anything that looks recognizable.
The side of the box says, okay, it's a picture of an egg and it says so much goo.
And that's it. It's got the purple and the red and it just says so much goo. And there's a big rip in it, so you can't even really see it.
You can't even read it.
So it's clear. And there was one egg in it right here. And so she's like, oh, there's one left. And there was a guy shopping with his daughter right next to it. He's like, perfect. And he reached down and took it. And then he looked at me and he just started laughing. He's like, I'm just with you. And I
Oh
was like,
my God.
I laughed so hard. I was like,
That is really
that was
fun.
the most
We
perfect.
should get him on the pod.
It's like,
He
have you
seems
heard of the
great.
podcast? He's like, I did tell him. I was like, this is so funny. And I'm buying this for a podcast, so I'm going to tell the story on there.
Oh,
so.
cute. How funny.
He didn't ask, like, what's the podcast, though? Neither the woman
No
working
further
there.
information.
Nobody
It's
cared.
family friendly.
Family friendly.
You have a daughter.
Your
Listen
daughter.
to it together. Is goo the official industry company-wide term for the filling?
Yeah.
Goo.
In England, it is.
Goo.
Yeah, it's in my notes. We'll talk about
Don't
it later.
Like it.
It's goo. It's been goo forever. That's what they call it. I mean, it's fun. It's more fun in the UK than it is here.
Let's just say I feel unilaterally don't want too much goo.
I've had a lot of goo in my day.
I don't want a lot of
I
goo.
don't mind a lot of goo.
I'd be fine with no goo.
No goo. All right.
No
No,
goo
goo,
for
Marissa. No goo for you. More goo for me.
Jack Sprat ate only goo. His wife could eat no goo. Do you know that poem?
I know that exact poem.
Okay.
Jack Sprat could eat no goo.
No,
only-
Jack Sprat only ate goo. His wife did not like goo. And so between them both, you see, Jack Sprat ate all the goo.
Right.
Merch. Lone clap.
That's your own merch. So I picked Cadbury because Easter is this Sunday from when you're listening to this. So I was like, let's do something Easter. It's been on my list for a couple of years. I just haven't gotten around to it. Thought
You
it'd be
make
fun.
yourself an Easter basket every year?
Not every year, but some years. I don't know. I like an Easter basket. Even if I don't eat the things in it, there's something, I don't know why I enjoy them. I like having a centerpiece bunny. I love pastel foils. They have these beautiful eggs at World Market. I
God.
restrained myself from buying them, but just simple eggs, every one in a different pastel foil. I just love that whole, it was like,
Yeah.
That's why I loved iPods when they first came out, because they came out with like those little metal iPod
Metallic
minis.
colors, yeah.
There was like the pink one and the green one and the blue one and the yellow one.
When we were doing our Craigslist episode, I had looked in my email about like Craigslist, like to see my Craigslist history. Because by the way, it's all been deleted. Like if you log into your Craigslist, you don't have your history anymore. I'm messaging back and forth with a lot of people about buying a mini lime green iPod.
Man, I had a green iPod mini and a pink one.
I think I had pink and green too.
Those are the best too.
They were the best too. I love the color palette of Easter. Yeah, like I love gingham. I love the pastels. I love the little grasses and the daffodils. Everything about it, palette wise, I find really, really enchanting. If I go to a world market and they have their big Easter display, I'm powerless. But as somebody who doesn't love chocolate, will you still get like a big hollow bunny?
You know what I'll get, Marissa?
Yes, John.
I'll get a solid or hollow, well-made white chocolate bunny.
White chocolate. Here we go.
At Grader's, I get if I happen to be in Cincinnati around Easter time, they have a white chocolate bunny, but it's only about 4 inches.
Sure,
you can
yeah.
get huge ones, but a 4-inch one's got little, I think it's got, I could be wrong, little flecks of vanilla bean in it. It's a
that sounds
solid
really good.
white milk chocolate bunny.
But they have fun with Easter candy. I remember as a kid, just the egg carton was used a lot. Like there was like a Easter candy that was a little styrofoam egg carton, like mini, like the size of almost like, not to scale of like a Barbie and a Ken. It'd be too big for that. Maybe like a He-Man doll.
Okay, so it would, if it was a He-Man doll, it would look like it was to the right ratio.
Yes, that'd be the right scale of an egg carton. And they were gum, but they were like little egg
right.
gum. And like you see that a lot, that using the carton and the egg. They have a lot of fun with that. So it doesn't have to be chocolate.
Okay, so color-wise, it's probably one of my more favorite holidays.
Sure.
Shape-wise, it's probably third.
You don't like the shape of an Easter egg?
Like, for Valentine's Day, I love buying heart-shaped York peppermint patties.
Yeah.
Like,
And a lot of that translates, like you could get like a heart-shaped serving tray that has little hearts on it. It's like, that's just cute. That doesn't have to be like so specific to Valentine's Day. Easter isn't really translating year round.
because they have heart-shaped York peppermint patties, but it's like, meh. My favorite thing came out last year for Record Store Day. The people that own the Charlie Brown music released an Easter egg shaped record with music from their Easter special.
Oh, cute.
And the record was shaped like an egg, and it came in like 5 different colors, and you didn't know what color you got until you opened it.
That's fine. Oh, like kind of like Eastery colors.
Except the purple. It was like, they were all light. It was like light green, light pink, light yellow,
Maroon,
light blue. And
burnt orange.
Yeah, like dark purple, which was weird, but I kind of liked it.
Interesting.
I forget which
Interesting.
one I got.
What's your relationship with Peeps, Easter 2026? We know you've obviously dabbled in the past. We still don't know the depths of your Peeps collecting. What's your relationship now if you see a new Peep on the shelf? Are you feeling the pull of the Peep?
Have I bought a Peep already this year?
That's the question. Have you bought a Peep already this year?
Well, that's the question. Yeah.
You have?
I bought one last year when I bought the giant Peeps.
Yeah.
They had already sold out of pink. And this year I got a pop-up that the pink was back in stock.
And that's it.
That's what.
That's all the Peeps you've bought.
Yeah, this year so far. Yeah.
Yeah, so far.
I mean, you wait till clearance. Am I against
Sure.
buying more Peeps? No. I don't like all the Peeps.
What Peep are you hoping to get?
The vampire Peep, but I think that only comes out at Easter. I didn't learn about it.
Easter, Halloween. You mean?
Sorry, Halloween.
Okay, Peeps are now a year-round commodity.
I think so. I saw the vampire Peep for the first time like a month ago, and it was like $50 because I think it was off season. I think it comes out at Halloween. But listen, we don't need to talk about Peeps. What I want to talk about is here's what people are always coming at me with.
What are people always coming at you with?
Okay, what's this character you're doing right now?
I like this as your stand-up. You know what people are always coming at me with? What, John? This is the audience. What are people always coming at you with?
Different ways to dye Easter eggs.
Oh, tell me. I actually need to know.
You want to know how to dye an Easter egg?
Yeah.
Use food dye. Use food dye. Buy 1 box of food dye.
Wait, you can use just regular food dye? You don't have to get that little, like, tablets that you dissolve in vinegar and they get that little octagon that's made out of wire.
No, just use food dye. You could use vinegar with it so it will stay. But, like, use food dye.
Wow, this is changing everything.
But then everyone's like, hey, did you see this? And it's like, if you
it?
use 9 pounds of onion skins, you can dye your eggs this.
Naturally.
Someone sent me one about Peeps. That's what made me think of it. They're
Okay.
like, my sister-in-law sent one. She's like, if you dissolve 48 Peeps in water, you can get yellow eggs that look like Peeps. I'm like, or use yellow dye.
3 drops of the same dye that was used to make the Peeps yellow.
Yeah. The same box of dye that you bought in 1981.
Wow.
It's like, takes up no space, costs 5 cents, use it for decades.
Preach, girl.
It's like, if you crushed up a bunch of stones.
Are you getting a lot of this in your social media feed?
All the time.
Wow.
Everyone's coming at me.
Everyone's coming at you about this. They need to lay off. Go lay an egg.
Like, put it in this and then roll it in newspaper so it'll look like this. Or like, it's like Ralph Lauren, like paint in the 90s.
Rag rolling a wall. That'd be cool to do a series of eggs that are all in the style of 80s, 90s wall trends. So you have your sponge, you have your rag roll.
I do like that. Wainscoted egg. That would be fun.
Do you get into dyeing Easter eggs? Is that fun for you?
Yeah, it's like most of the things in my life. It's like Halloween costumes, dyeing Easter eggs.
Sure.
Sometimes I'm so into it, like Halloween costumes.
Sure.
Some years I'm so into it. I make these epic costumes. I spend 2 months on them.
Sure.
And then I won't do a costume for like 4 years.
It's kind of like all or nothing. Like you don't like to half-ass things.
Yeah, I'm not consistent. I don't have the passion for it every year. So
yeah, I don't have the passion for egg dyeing every year. My mom bought the ham, by the way.
Oh,
So
good.
we have ham on Easter.
We should probably put that into context. Your mom buys honey baked ham, and I get slices of it both at Christmas and Easter.
Well, you know what? That's just reminding me. I'll get some extra eggs. We can dye eggs on Easter. Be cute. Let's have fun.
Yeah, I would love to dye some
great.
eggs.
Fun.
All right, maybe we should get a show because this is an 8-pager, and we've already talked for.
Perfect for a man who is stretched thinner time-wise than he ever has before.
I was like,
Going back to the 1800s.
I didn't even get into my whole segment of like,
God.
Why do we know so much about Santa Claus and so little about the Easter Bunny?
Girl, save it.
To win next Easter?
Yes.
And also, did you know in Switzerland they have an Easter cuckoo?
Oh, great.
In Germany they have the Easter fox.
Great.
Sweden is an Easter witch.
Oh, perfect. Great.
Russia, it's an Easter dog.
Fun. This is all people need while they're eating their deviled eggs on Sunday.
All right, let's get into it. 1801, John Cadbury.
Ooh, we're back in time. I said 1800s. We're at 1801.
1801.
Great. Buckle up.
John Cadbury is born. He's born into a pretty wealthy family. When he's young, he works in a tea shop in Leeds. He wants to open his own store. His dad gives him some money. March 4th, 1824, we've already bumped up 23 years. John Cadbury opens a small grocery shop in Birmingham city center in England. He's next door to his brother who runs a drapery shop.
Oh, wow.
So he's selling teas.
They seem hot. They seem hot.
I actually most
1800s British brothers.
Draperies and tea. Yes, please. Hide me and caffeinate me. Yes, queen.
When you think of drapes, you think of hiding. That's your go-to hide and seek spot behind the curtain.
I only see drapes as hide cloths.
Sure, yeah, hide cloths. That's what they call them in the biz.
So John is selling teas and coffees and chocolate at the time is a drink. Ooh. So we're so far back in time, it's not even a chocolate bar yet. It's a drink, and it is
sip, not choo-choo.
No, I think it's choo-choo because it is a thick, fatty, bitter drink. It is like chocolate has not been figured out at this point.
Somebody like stumbled and dropped some in like a cupcake mold.
It's like drinking like mud, but only the rich can afford it and they love it because rich people always love things that I assume are gross.
Yeah.
And one thing that came up in literally every article I found about Cadbury, I don't know why, maybe just because people found it fascinating, is when he ran this shop, he would actually crush the ingredients for the chocolate drinks himself with a pestle and mortar.
Between his butt cheeks. Mortar and pestle. Great.
Mortar.
That makes more sense.
Yeah, that does.
Sanitary.
Okay, so he sells these drinks. One thing he does not sell is alcohol. He was a Quaker. He came from a Quaker family. And one of the things that they believed was alcohol was the primary cause for poverty and everything bad in the world.
Wow.
So
I agree with that.
I do too. He thought that drinking chocolate was like such an indulgence that it would make them forego alcohol and live prosperous lives. He referred to alcohol as the demon drink.
Should we go out for demon drinks this Saturday?
No, I'd rather chew on some chocolate drink. The shop thrives. The rich people love it. And then he's like, you know what? This is doing so well. Maybe instead of just selling chocolate, I should start making chocolate. In 1831, exactly 200 years before the repairs on the bridge next to us are supposed to be finished, he sets up a factory and moves into the production of a variety of cocos and drinking chocolates. His clients at this point are still on the rich side because it's very expensive to produce these things. But within 10 years, he's making at least 16 varieties of drinking chocolates and 11 different types of cocoa.
We've talked about this before. I'm not going to ask you because I feel like you probably have 3 pages of research on it. Whoever's idea it was to go from a cocoa bean.
Don't even get me started.
The 45 steps from cocoa bean to anything even remotely edible.
I know. You have to mush it out, separate it, add stuff to it, roast it,
peel it,
cook it, get someone to pick it.
It's just like, I would have quit after. I would have like taken it off a tree, put it in my mouth, and been like, bleh, yuck, and like moved on. I never picked another cocoa bean again. It's like, whoop, 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 let's try.
Your sliding doors moment is like the you that like knows how to make chocolate and the one that doesn't.
The me who has the patience to just like experiment. I mean, how many other things are there that could be yummy that we just like gave up on?
I know.
Wild.
It's amazing. I really don't understand it.
How?
And I could go down such a rabbit hole of trying to figure it out.
So crazy.
So at this point, he's making chocolate. It comes in pressed cakes. It comes in powders. The chocolate varieties have names like Churchman's chocolate, Spanish chocolate, fine brown chocolate. Cocoa is sold as flakes, powder, nibs. It comes in names like Iceland moss, pearl, and homeopathic. So he's just really putting it all out there.
Great.
1847, a whole nother company, J.S. Fry and Sons, create the first mass-produced chocolate bar in England. And this is achieved by mixing cocoa powder, sugar, and cocoa butter instead of water to create like a moldable paste. They realized that they can put that in a mold and make a bar with it. I'm assuming this is still a really shitty bar.
Yeah, I mean, compared to what we have now.
Even what people now consider like a good bar, I'm like, like anything that has like where I can trace its origins, I'm like, that I know that means I won't like it. Like, I don't want to know where it comes from.
Sure.
Like single origin bar, no.
Sure.
I want my bar to come from like 9 places.
Multi-origin. I like when the packages will be like, it's from one of these places. They won't even narrow it down for you. They'll list like 45 countries and they're like, it's from one of them.
I'm like, sounds good. And like, it could contain some of these allergens. There might be a nut in there. I'm like, okay.
We know there's lead in there.
We know there's lead.
According to Al. Extra lead.
Well, we'll get to lead too.
Oh, can't wait.
So they create the first bar. That same year, John's brother Benjamin joins him in the company, and they become known as the Cadbury Brothers.
Oh.
What's very fortuitous for them, at around that same time, there was a new national tax cut on imported cocoa beans in England. And that's good for two reasons. One, it allows them to grow their business, and two, it allows their products to be more affordable. So now it's not only going to be for the rich people.
Perfect.
I did come across, because I was looking at newspapers from the 1800s, a lot of really fun ads from Cadbury back in the day.
Cute.
This one's from 1849. And I was just like, I was so like blurry-eyed at night, like looking through these, and I was reading
It's
them.
like 1 a.m. and you're like 1825 Cadbury
Basically,
microfiche.
yeah, cocoa Cadbury in this
gosh.
decade. And this ad I just thought was cute. It says, the superior delicacy, nutrient, and diuretic properties of Cadbury Brothers homeopathic cocoa have secured it for the strongest recommendation of eminent medical practitioners, and for family use, it is preferred to all other cocoas.
For family use?
I know. I don't even know what half of
Chocolate
it
was
means.
medicine?
Yeah. I mean, everything back then had that sort of like, it had to be like, they're not just like, give your kids a chocolate.
No, it's like Dr. Pepper, doctor's orders, 2 sodas a day.
sold with other cocoas and chocolates by respectable druggists and grocers throughout the kingdom.
Wow, I buy all my candy from pharmacies.
Me too. Okay, so I mentioned that Fry's and Sons had developed the chocolate bar. So now they have become the one of, if not the largest chocolate manufacturer in the world. Despite that, Cadbury in 1854, they land the royal warrant to provide chocolate to Queen Victoria.
Nice.
So they get to put on like their label, like chocolate for the Queen.
Sure.
When Queen Elizabeth becomes queen, she also grants them that warrant, and that goes through her entire life.
Queen.
Hey, Queen. You want to... I love Queen Elizabeth just gnawing on an old...
Chomping on a chocolate bar.
Chomping on a cream egg.
You go,
She'd always
girl.
pretend like she laid it. Like she's like one of those things you didn't know about the Queen. Did you know she used to pretend that she laid those Cadbury
And everybody
eggs?
had to laugh because she was the queen.
But then when she got older and like she would forget that she was sitting on an egg, and then she would get up and you'd be like, oh, and she dudied, and you're like, oh, that's just a cream
It's just a
egg.
cream egg.
Yeah. All right, so chocolate's becoming a bigger business. Cocoa's being used more commonly in baked goods and things like that. So everything in the chocolate world, you're getting this, tip of the hat from the Queen. Prices are coming down. Everything should be great.
Great.
But in the 1850s and mid-1860s, Cadbury has just a deck of cards piled against them.
Why?
So I mentioned that like there's less taxes, so the prices are cheaper, so it's not just for the rich anymore. That's good. But when there's less taxes and there's cheaper manufacturing, you get a lot more competitors coming in. John Cadbury's health started to decline very rapidly.
He has chocolitis.
He got chocolitis. His wife got chocolitis so bad she died.
Oh, no, that's bad.
He suffered from major depression.
Oh.
Him and Benjamin's relationship dissolved, so they broke up working together in the business. Cadbury at the time wasn't even prioritizing chocolate. They were still prioritizing tea and coffee.
Interesting.
So they just had their priorities kind of in the wrong place. And then the big thing is, which we've talked about many, many times, was public concerns about chocolate purity issues. So you have all these competitors coming in, and everyone's like, okay, we got to get in the chocolate game. Let's put a little of this and a little of that, and let's make a candy bar.
Sure.
So before there was oversight, we always talk about rat tails and cockroaches in your food. In 1850, the Health Commission for the Analysis of Food was created.
Okay.
They tested 70 chocolates.
Yes.
Most of them contained starches. Okay.
Sure, a little
A lot of them,
starch.
even
Sure, good
Cadbury at the time was using fillers. 39 of the 70, that's more than half,
deal. Okay.
had been colored with powder from ground bricks.
Oh no.
Ground brick powder.
More than half?
More than half.
Don't eat a brick. Oh, God. So, like, the chocolate came off the line and they're like, looks a little pale, yeah? Could be a bit more, I don't know, brown? What could we do? It costs too much money to add more cocoa powder. Oh. Hey, what should I do with these old bricks? Just grind them up and put them out back. Wait a minute. Did it go like that?
I didn't even have to read it. Did you sneak into my notes?
I did.
Did you figure out my password?
I
Hollywood
hacked
Justin
in.
6969?
Hacked in.
Wow.
That's bad. Don't do
I
that.
think it was something like that. Well, I mean, maybe it's good. It all led to the British Food and Drug Act of 1860 and the Adulteration of Food Act of 1872. And basically what that is saying is it made fillers, bricks, poisons. Oh, yeah, poisons was another thing that was in a lot of things. Did I skip over it? Oh, yeah, I did skip over it. There was a lot of oils in chocolates, and even poisons like lead was found in chocolates.
Yeah, you know, if they're a little shy from the top of the mold, top them off with a bit of poison.
You put a little brick powder, a little poison,
a little this, little of that. Wow, poison. Keep poison out of our food. It's like, please, can we at least not have poison? It reminds me of that schoolyard statistic where it's like every year you eat like 40 ants, 9 spiders, 2 earthworms, 1 scorpion,
1
lizard.
brick. Where's that coming from? How many Cadbury eggs did you have? 24.
Yeah, they say you eat a credit card's worth of plastic every week, and incidentally, also a brick.
Also a brick. John, 2 bricks. You bitch. Well, now they have these acts. Bricks and lead and poison are illegal.
Great. Now brick free.
Now you have to list the ingredients. I mean, this is 1870. It's like a long time ago.
Sure.
They're figuring it out. But now, common sense now, you have to list the ingredients.
And we take it for granted. You should appreciate that. When you see the label, it's illegal for them to say that there's no bricks in this when there is bricks.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good.
I will say this, I mean, the facts I got on this Cadbury egg are very hard to read.
That's the British one.
The British one, it's so tiny.
Do you have vegetable oil, palm oil, shea oil? You probably don't have artificial color. I think those aren't allowed in other places.
Well, this egg went through some changes in 2015.
Okay,
We'll get to that.
calcium chloride.
All right, and so grocery stores who sold things that had adulterated cocos, which just means that they had those things in them, without properly labeling would be prosecuted.
I like that.
All right, so for all of those reasons, the company's in shambles. The employees drop from 20 to 11. They need new direction and new leadership. Enter Richard and George Cadbury, John's sons. They're 25 and 21 years old. John hands the business over to them, and they're like, you know what? We don't want this dumb store, this business. We don't want this factory. We don't want any of it. Look at it. It's a sinking ship. Why would we save it? For whatever reason, they're talked into it, or they decide maybe we can. They don't think tea and coffee is the way to go. They're like, we're going to focus on chocolate, but we'll give it a go.
Yeah, okay.
They take all the money that they get that their mom left them when she passed, and they kind of go all in on trying to save this company.
It is more, I mean, kids like candy more than they like tea.
I don't know. In England in 1875, maybe
true.
not.
I was thinking they're like little kids. They're like, I mean, we'll sell the candy. We don't want anything to do with coffee or tea.
I think you're still thinking of chocolate as being like fun. I don't think it's fun yet. I don't think any of it's good yet.
That's true. It's technically like medicine.
Yeah, it's like none of it's good. It's like eating, it'd be as bad as eating a Triscuit. It's the Triscuits of sweets.
Easy. We'll talk about that in Off-Brand. People have feelings about Triscuits.
All right, so the boys divide the task between themselves. Richard is more artistic, so he's going to focus on marketing and sales, and George is going to figure out manufacturing. They spend the next 5 years teetering around with bankruptcy, but they're still all in on it. Cut to the Netherlands. In the Netherlands, we have 2 guys, Casparus van Houten Sr.
Great.
And Konrad Johannes van Houten.
Ooh.
Father and son.
Oh, great.
Hot as
I believe it.
I have no idea. I just wanted to get a beep in there. So they had created a revolutionary new way to extract the fat out of cocoa beans with a hydraulic press.
Okay.
These are the people
This is when it gets good.
These are the people that have the brains that we don't have.
Sure,
they're like, we have a hydraulic press. Let's squeeze a bean.
See what happens.
It squirts out the cocoa butter.
We should just get a hydraulic press and just start like squeezing stuff until we can invent something.
I don't know why, but on Avatar, for some reason, I watch so much footage of hydraulic presses just destroying things.
Why?
I don't
for fun or for research?
I think for fun. I don't think he needed it, but it kept coming up in my feed. And there's so many videos of people that own a hydraulic press. They'll literally just squeeze anything in it.
All right, wouldn't you be scared you'd accidentally like put your head in it? I would be scared.
as stupid as I think that is, and I do think that is stupid,
Yeah.
I do understand it because it's this. I feel like it's the same kind of fear. Like if I'm close to like a cliff.
Yes. Like, what if I jumped?
Well, what if I jump right now?
What if
Or
you
like if
jumped?
I use when we had woodworking in school and I had to use that bandsaw.
Yeah. What if I just went
What
crazy?
if I just cut my hand off?
Yeah, I know.
So
keep the
but-
presses away from me and John because we don't know what we're capable of.
I don't trust myself.
I don't trust myself. I might wake up feeling real squeezy someday.
Yeah. So they have this new hydraulic press. It does a couple of things. It creates a cake that could be beaten into cocoa powder. Why is
Great.
that good? That cocoa powder can now be used to make a less fatty, a less clumpy, a more creamy, a more delicious drinking chocolate.
I want to try the clumpy one, the clumpy fatty one.
Babe, I'll make you a clumpy fatty hot chocolate. I'm surprised Starbucks hasn't brought that back.
Oh my God.
Back
clumpy
to our
fatty.
roots. The clumpy fat. A venti clumpy fat, please. Extra clumps. You know what? Extra fat. It's Friday.
For your birthday, Drake.
For my birthday.
You with a what's the Trenta extra clumps,
You know
extra
what?
fat.
It's my birthday. I'm going to do a Trenta clumpy fat, extra everything, caramel drizzle, crunchies on top.
What are
cream.
the crunchies? The Long John Silver crunchies.
Long John Silver's.
Starbucks by
Crunchies.
Long John Silver's. I had the crunchies yesterday, by the way. I had some.
Were they good?
Daniel brought them back.
Don't even talk to me about how I would have just Venmoed them to bring me back a fish dinner. Like, there's one Long John Silver's in all of the world.
I don't think they were clocking that you would have done that.
I know. But they should have been.
Like most people, like when they're at a Long John Silver's, they're not like, I got to bring this back to John.
But that means they don't listen to the pod. Because if they listen to the pod, they would know.
The crunchies were good. They were really salty.
Yeah, I put them in the coleslaw. And I also put malt vinegar on them.
I just ate a handful plain.
Yeah, that's fine.
They're
too.
good.
So it makes the cake better drinking chocolate. It also produces pure cocoa butter, which is used to make better eating chocolate.
This is when it gets yummy.
We're finally getting to yummy
Sure.
town.
Sure.
I've always my whole life been a little confused with what cocoa butter is.
Same.
I know that it's important, but I don't know. I know how much is in it is important, but I don't know.
I think. Wait, okay. White chocolate is like all cocoa butter or no cocoa butter?
I think no cocoa butter. That's why people are like, it's not real chocolate.
It's just like milk and sugar.
Now someone's going to be like, I would think someone with an Emmy would know that it's 99% cocoa butter. I'm getting all bitter at people getting mad at me with my facts.
This means we've made it.
Someone said that yesterday. They were like, sorry to cut you off.
No,
Someone
no.
posted like on YouTube, they're like, a standard iPhone is 6 inches. I would think you would know that, John.
Oh boy. See,
Creaming on me.
people
See, I read these things and now they're listening. They're just like, he read it.
we're holding you to too high of a standard. You're still human.
I'm dumb. I just know how to read.
And not remember.
And
Don't
not
expect us to remember.
All right, we got to stay on track. We're only at 1866.
We're 49 minutes in.
Merch.
We're 49 minutes in as March.
That's kind of good.
We're in 1860, 49 minutes in.
Or we're 49 minutes in and you haven't mentioned the brand, Merch.
That's
but I
good.
have mentioned Cadbury.
Yeah.
All
We're
right.
still in the 18. We're still in Clip Clop.
God, we're 1866. We're only, all right.
We're a long ways from light bulbs.
1866. The Cadbury boys are like, you know what? Let's buy this hydraulic press.
Great.
This is a very smart decision. This changes everything.
That one's mine. The one who thought of that.
You can have him because guess what? He's cocoa powder now. He's cocoa powder now. This leads to them introducing a new product, a game changer that they call Cadbury's Cocoa Essence. It is 100% absolutely pure,
Okay.
unaltered cocoa powder. Unheard of at the time. Producing a healthier, a thinner, a less gloppy, and more delicious drink. They famously marketed it with the catchy slogan, absolutely pure, therefore best. Rolls off the tongue.
Rolls off the tongue.
Absolutely pure, therefore
Best.
Merch for Cadbury. Maybe that's our merch too. This will not only lead to a complete turnaround of fortunes for the company, but it also will help revolutionize the entire English chocolate industry.
Amazing. Thank God somebody thought of this.
I know.
Otherwise, I'd be sucking on a glop.
I'd be sucking on goo. I'd be sucking on different goo right now.
Right.
Trying to make money. The pure messaging that they do really resonates with everybody.
Sure.
I wrote a dumb joke.
That's
I hate
great.
it when I write jokes when I write.
No, you're chuckling to yourself, laying in bed, flanked by peeps, chuckling to yourself in bed, 2 a.m., thinking this is going to be really funny.
No, I know. I usually know that they won't, but I usually forget that I've done them.
Well,
I
it's a
very
little-
rarely write a joke into it.
It's a little prank on yourself.
Is it even a joke?
Well, read it verbatim.
The pure messaging really resonates.
Oh, yes.
The Cadbury bank accounts. Look, it's so stupid. I'm going to skip it.
No.
I have to.
No.
The
John, it's Easter.
The Cadbury bank accounts look a whole lot chocolatier. And then I put ... sweeter. 2 a.m. I had been working since 8 a.m.
Oh, yeah. They look a lot chocolatier and sweeter.
You pick.
No, it's great. Chocolatier or sweeter.
So, Cadbury's Cocoa Essence, I would say, is their first hit. They get their second hit in 1868.
Oh, get me in a time machine to taste that.
Oh, God, there's nothing I want more than to try very early chocolate. 1868, they scored their second hit when they introduced the Fancy Box.
Oh.
This is the first mass market box of filled chocolates. According to some people, a lot of the chocolates that they put out, they would give them French names because France was really the place where chocolate was all about at the time.
Okay.
So they wanted to have that essence of Frenchness to them.
Okay.
Richard, as I mentioned earlier, was an artist, so they would use his artwork on top of the boxes. The boxes themselves became, now this is why I want to go back in time, the boxes themselves became keepsakes. So
quite valuable.
People would buy a box of chocolates, eat the chocolate, and then they would keep their nice gloves or little trinkets in the box.
Oh, yeah, I love that.
That's what you're going to find in an estate sale.
Absolutely. eBay.
Sell it. Put it in the unit. Okay. Now I'm going to tell you to pull over.
Okay.
But I'm going to I don't know if it's worth pulling over.
Okay, so just ride the shoulder, hit a cyclist.
Pull over.
What should we do?
Yeah. You don't have to do it fast.
Put on your hazards and drive really slow.
Right. All right. Now, according to Malcolm Puritan from Northeastern University and many other people, Richard Cadbury was the first person to put chocolates in a heart-shaped box. Now, Malcolm says he did it on February 14th, 1861. They hadn't even bought the hydraulic press by then. So I question his timeline, Malcolm. I didn't even go to Northeastern, and I can do math.
They were counting that we would not have Google when he was telling his lies. People used to be able to lie till they were blue in the face. It's like, honey, we have records now. We have receipts of everything.
Timestamps, Wayback Machine.
Gosh,
so,
yes.
But I don't know if it's one of those things, someone said it once and now it's just in everything that he created the heart-shaped box. I tried to find Cadbury heart-shaped boxes on newspaper.com. The earliest heart-shaped box I found was from another company, but it was decades later, so I don't know.
Okay.
It is quite possibly they did. I don't feel confident saying that he did.
We need Columbo on the case.
If you guys find out more information, be sure to share. 1873. Good God, can we get to the 1900s?
Yeah, we need to get there.
Well, the 1900s is pretty short. 1873, Fry's introduces their first chocolate egg in Britain. So Fry's beat Cadbury to it. 2 years later, Cadbury's like, we'll do eggs
Fine,
too.
we'll get in the egg business. At
eggs
first, they
too.
were like, that's such a cliche. And then they're like, I guess we have to do it.
Is this a Fry's egg? No, it's a Cadbury.
It's like us, like, not wanting to start a podcast because it's, like, so, like, been done.
Yeah.
And then we, like, sheepishly start a podcast 10 years too late.
Now look at us. Like sweaty fools talking about the Cadbury brothers. So as the company keeps growing and demand soars, the brothers decide they need a larger factory. A few miles away from where they are, there's some land, and it's next to a stream called Bourne Stream. They are like, this is a perfect place for it. There's room for us to expand if we want to expand.
Nice.
They still have this whole thing about wanting to sound French, so they added the word ville to Bourne, and it became Bourneville.
Okay.
Or Bourneville.
I'm always looking to be near a stream when I'm setting up my factory.
Well, back then you actually were, because that's how things got shipped. So like they would use waterways as to receive things.
Little box of chocolates going down the river?
Yeah, like a little, the one Cadbury egg on like
Whoa.
a tiny little leaf.
In a walnut shell?
I mean, I don't know if they actually did with streams. Maybe this is bigger. Maybe this is a river. But
A body of water was used for transport.
theoretically, yes, a lot of
Wow.
times that's why everything's built on rivers and
That's
towns.
really cool.
Yeah. Okay, so just to give you a picture of Britain, because I had to do a little bit of this, Britain in the late 1800s,
Sure, it's nice.
it was not an easy life for the majority of people.
Great.
There's severe poverty, it's overcrowded, there's slums, there's poor sanitation, there's a bunch of diseases, people are dying, it's
Yeah,
gross.
Not a great time.
The Cadbury brothers like, nah, yo, we don't want this. So they wanted the people that worked for them to have a better life. So when they put together the Bourneville factory, they also built 16 houses for employees.
Oh, wow.
There's a picture of them, and they were all about
But they're
like
so cute.
having yards. They were huge houses, having yards. They just wanted it to be a really nice place to live. 4 years later, they did end up expanding. They bought 120 acres of land
gosh.
close to the factory, and they planned this whole model village. It's very like Hershey's Town when he did that same
so
thing.
Nice.
And as far as I know, he didn't have toilet cans.
I mean, as far as you know,
It was the 1800s, so it would have been very challenging. He just has like he
found a way.
Tiny person sketching in a toilet.
I think so.
Toilet sketchers,
A series of mirrors.
series of mirrors. He could have figured it out.
He figured it out. All those chocolate guys, you can't trust them.
Yeah, so they built
perps.
this whole town with the hope of alleviating the evils of modern cramped living.
Wow.
They didn't want people piled on top of each other. They wanted it to be spacious, beautifully designed, well-made homes. And then they had built enough homes. It wasn't even just for factory workers. Anyone could move there that wanted to. And as the village grew over time, more facilities got added to it. You had schools and you had parks and recreation grounds and sports facilities.
It became like a town.
Whoa. A town with no bars, because they were still Quakers and like, you can
I
go
like that.
drink next door. Go next
Hey,
door
gotta
if you
go
wanna
one
drink.
town over, love.
Go one town over, love. All right, so now, I mentioned a minute ago, the French are very big in chocolate.
Yes.
But the Swiss have entered the chocolate game
Toblerone.
with milk chocolate.
Oh, God. It's so good.
That's what I've always enjoyed. Milk chocolate, white chocolate. George is like, you know what? I want to get in the milk chocolate game. He's old enough now. He challenges his son, George Jr.,
Yes.
to come up with the milkiest chocolate that he can.
How much milk can you put in it until it is solid, without being liquid? How
That's
can you
a
do
good
it?
question.
Yeah.
Like it's like kind of feels like a water balloon.
Yeah. Yeah.
His son is up for the challenge. He creates a bar and figures out how to squeeze a glass and a half of milk into every bar. That will become their slogan.
Wow.
They didn't know what to call it at first. It was going to be called the Highland Milk. It was going to be called Milk Maid. A customer's daughter apparently came in and they were talking about it. She's like, dairy milk sounds dainty and nice. They're like, we like it. It stuck. They called it dairy milk. Guess where we are? The 1900s, 1905, June. Dairy milk hits the scene. The public goes bonkers for this exquisite treat. Within 5 years, it is pouncing the competition, and within 10 years, it is Cadbury's biggest seller. Fun fact,
Wow.
when it was originally sold, it came in large, unwrapped blocks that the store would chisel off and sell penny pieces.
Oh,
You got a penny, love, for your chocolate, yeah?
that would be so good.
Ching, ching,
A
ching.
little shard.
I'm like, Bill, can you give me a bigger chink, please? Bigger. Just give me the chunk.
Oh, that sounds so good.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Wow. The dairy milk is divine.
I
sure
didn't
it's
know that it
changed.
was so old. I didn't know that it went back
No.
100 and whatever. I really can't do math.
Heavenly.
What's 100? Whatever. 100 and a lot years. All right, so they've got a huge hit on their hands. This is today. I have Dairy Milk sitting right next to me right here.
Oh my God.
1915, another hit is introduced, the milk tray. Now we're saying, hey, we have the fancy box.
Yeah.
Let's do the milk tray. This is basically box chocolate for everyone, any day of the year, no special occasions. I picture it kind of like you go to the Vons, they have like Russell Stover, like
Yes.
they have in the refrigerated section, like boxes of chocolate that anyone can buy.
Yeah.
That's what I am seeing
Wow.
the milk tray as. 1919, Fry's, who was once king of the castle, came out with the first candy bar. They now have high costs. They haven't updated their machines. Everything's looking a little frumpy dumpy.
Sure.
They merge with Cadbury. Cadbury eats them up.
Wow.
It'll take decades, but it'll eventually be a complete takeover.
Oh my gosh.
A couple of Fry's products did survive, the Turkish Delight and the chocolate cream.
Turkish Delight, a Lion, Witch, and Wardrobe.
Yeah, and I was like, when I got home after buying these, I was like, should I have bought a Turkish Delight? Looked it up. No, thanks. Rose, jellyish
Did you read
rose.
the Chronicles of Narnia in school?
No.
Okay, so in elementary school, we all read it, and we were so excited to eat Turkish Delight. And then the teacher brought it in for us to have a little treat. It's like the way they describe it, it's like the yummiest, most scrumdiddlyumptious thing. And you eat it, you're like, for a kid, you're like, I'd rather have like a peanut M&M.
Why do you say a peanut M&M like it's like low rent?
No, I mean, that's like such an American, like low brow, like compared to this is like rose, it's like jelly-ish.
I've never had one. For me, the picture looks like it's jelly that has rose flavoring in it.
Flavored jelly.
I do not like.
Not for kids.
No one has ever given me anything flour flavored that I've enjoyed.
Every time you watch a cooking show and people whip out the rose, what would it be, like a
oil
essence or whatever it is?
lavender.
The judges are always like, that's a really strong flavor. They're going to have to be really careful with that. And then you watch them glug in,
Bloop, bloop, bloop.
2 glugs too many, and then the judges inevitably taste it, and they're like, a little strong on the rose, love.
Love. It's like I'm eating.
No one likes it.
I'm eating Valentine's Day love.
No one likes it.
No thanks.
Nope.
Yeah, no thanks. So I didn't get a Turkish Delight, and I don't regret it.
No, don't need it.
All right, so then we move into World War I. Nothing bad, really.
Oh.
They just support the British war effort by sending thousands of chocolate parcels to the troops.
Wow, there's no scarcity of cocoa beans weren't used to make tank wheels.
Not in World War I, but wait till World War II.
Okay,
just
buckle
around
up.
the corner. We are plowing through the 1900s. 1920, we've got this guy, Ralph Thompson,
Okay.
working in the factory at Bourneville.
Okay.
This guy, he's watching the candy go down the line, watching the chocolate fill the molds,
Sure.
watching the extra chocolate that doesn't make it in the mold drip down the sides.
Yeah.
He's just kind of blankly staring at it, hypnotized. He looks down. It's really collected down there. Now he's got to clean this up. So he's scraping the sides, and he can't help but notice that it looks kind of cool. Like all these hardened ribbons of chocolate are now kind of just folded on top of each other.
So you're talking about like what drips off the mold kind of in these strands. Interesting.
And he's cleaning those up. 3 years later, that will be sold by Cadbury as the Flake Bar. If you're in
Wow.
England, pull over to
The
left side
of the road.
The Flake Bar was, according to legend now, created just by this, like, wow, that's really neat. All this extra stuff is just kind of flopping on. And
That's
they
cool.
didn't have a Flake Bar. I would have loved to have gotten one.
You've had one.
I've had one.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
got one from...
That's what I'm saying. I've had one recently. Boy, those do not pack well in a lunchbox.
They're very crumbly.
So crumbly.
They became a best friend with ice cream because they can just crumble up into ice cream.
Oh my gosh, that would be divine in ice cream. Yeah,
But
but they're
it's-
so good. I mean, it melts in your mouth because they're so wispy.
Foldy, well, Wispas is a whole other
Oh,
thing.
yeah,
I don't
that's
even know
right.
what that. I didn't even get one of those, but I know that that's one of their things. So that's how the Flake Bar came to be. It's now a favorite of the Brits. 1938. We're already almost halfway through the 1900s.
Oh my gosh, we're flying.
New product, Cadbury Roses. I'd never heard of these. Apparently, they're very popular. They look very cool, especially when they first came out. This is just like all about variety and flavors. You basically get this box. I thought that each chocolate would be shaped like a rose. They're not. They're all in different shapes, different foiled colored wrappings. They came originally in 14 different flavors.
Oh my gosh.
Came in chocolate caramel, apricot cup, which I feel like would be really good, whole Brazil nut,
Okay.
pistachio marzipan I would enjoy, raspberry caramel feels like a weird combo, probably why it's not around anymore. Coffee cream, which seemed kind of progressive for
It feels very modern.
Yeah. And pineapple, I love that. No matter what someone makes, they're like, and make a pineapple one. There's like some sort of pineapple, like.
Yeah, pineapple's always trying to weasel its way into with
It
desserts
really
like this,
is.
yeah.
But apparently, this is a nostalgic favorite from childhood for a lot of people
Cute.
on the other side of the pond.
That's fun.
1941, World War II. Holy shit, what are we going to do?
Oh my
Everything has
gosh.
to change. Not only did they like have rations on things, so they had to stop making dairy milk for a time being, and they sold what they called ration chocolate,
Okay.
which was made with dried skimmed milk for soldiers and
Ooh,
civilians.
okay.
They also repurposed their factory to make things for the war, like gun doors for Spitfires,
What?
aircraft parts, and gas masks.
Don't get those mixed up.
No. If you bite
Christmas
in,
morning, you're biting into a gas mask.
you got the wrong thing. You got the wrong thing.
Uh-huh.
All right, here we are. That's why I did the thing. 1963. Here we are.
We
man.
made it,
Here
finally.
we are. 2 words. The egg. The egg.
The egg.
The egg.
Yes.
Cadbury had done eggs for
Okay.
quite a long time.
Sure.
Their first egg, which came out in 1875, 2 years after Fry's first egg, was a plain dark chocolate exteriored hollowed egg.
I love hollow. Hollow tastes so good.
Hollow's good. It's fun to crack. Inside that hollowed egg were sugar-coated chocolate drops inside. So that's fun.
Oh.
Get a nice little rattle.
Yeah,
I
like
leave
a-
mine in the car. It melts. I'm like, why doesn't it rattle anymore? It's all just melted together. 1923, they introduced cream-filled chocolate eggs. I'm picturing those, not those.
Not these? Okay. I
More
got
like, you know,
excited.
the flat eggs that you get when there's like a bunch of different ones.
Sure.
Like a strawberry cream.
Yeah. More like a
opera.
box of chocolates kind of eggs.
But
Sure.
they're shaped like eggs. And I used to love those. I forget that brand. That might have been Russell Stover. I feel like when I was a kid, you could go into like a Super X, which was like
Is that a grocery
CVS
store? Oh.
at Easter time. And there would be like 30 flavors of those eggs.
Oh, wow.
Now over time, it's down to like 8.
Sure.
You got coconut, you have marshmallow, vanilla,
Caramel.
dark raspberry, caramel.
Yeah.
They
only
used to
the
have so
simple
many
ones.
more.
Yeah.
Now they have cookie dough. That's okay.
Birthday cake.
Totally birthday cake sucks. All right, so that was 1923. It wasn't until 1963 that the glorious cream egg hits the shelves. Not quite that. You'll notice I said the cream egg hit the
Okay.
shelves. I didn't say the Cadbury cream egg
Okay.
hit the shelves.
Oh, wow. You're really making me work for it, baby.
Because in 1963,
Uh-huh.
it was the Fry's cream egg
Oh.
that hit the shelf.
How?
But it must have been totally different, right? I mean, different egg
Sure.
maybe just inspired by?
Yeah.
No. Exact same egg. Same star shape on the chocolate. Same white and yellow fondant inside. Different design, but foiled wrapper on the outside.
Wow.
Then in 1970, Fry's came out with the Border Cream Egg. What is that? A chocolate version of the cream egg. You remember how I said there was 2 items that they
Yes.
kept, the Turkish Delight and their
Yeah.
chocolate cream bar?
Yeah.
It was basically an egg-shaped version of their chocolate cream bar.
Oh, I would like that.
I would like
I
that,
want
too.
that.
It wasn't until 1971, because of the merger between Cadbury and Schweppes, that Fry's kind of goes away and everything got rebranded.
Wow.
So it was, but you have to remember Fry's was still part of Cadbury. So it was still in the family.
Sure.
But it is so associated that it's the Cadbury cream egg. I was just kind of floored that for almost a decade it was the Fry's cream egg.
I'm also floored.
I didn't believe it, but I found pictures and it's true. Unless they're AI, I can never tell. So in 1971, the Cadbury cream egg comes out, and that's when it begins its journey to pop culture, whatever it is at this point.
Great.
They basically sell Cadbury cream eggs from January until Easter Sunday.
Oh.
They don't want to sell them outside of that. Now, keep in mind, some of the information I'm getting maybe from the UK, different in the US.
I see.
There's been different incarnations of the egg over the years. Obviously, we've had the Scream egg at Halloween.
Yeah, I was going to say, another seasonal thing. Peeps is the perfect example. Peeps are now year round. You can get a peppermint peep.
Yeah.
Right? You can get a peppermint peep.
Yeah, you can get a peppermint.
You can get a peppermint peep.
Peeps has followed the path of Oreo. Like
Yes.
Peeps, there's like 10 trillion different Peeps.
So like
Cadbury
there's not a Cadbury nutcracker. There's not a...
They haven't quite, I don't know.
Ghost.
They have definitely embraced it as a brand. So, and we'll get to it. So this is the commercial that we were talking about earlier. This is what introduced us.
This is going to make me cry thinking about the 80s.
You're looking at a very unusual kind of egg from Cadbury that's only around till Easter. Its shell is pure, rich Cadbury milk chocolate. But look, inside sits a sweet, creamy yellow yolk surrounded by delicious white filling. Cream eggs from Cadbury. Why, they're the best thing to come along since the Easter Bunny. And when he's gone, they're gone.
That commercial played for so long.
I feel like it played like into the 2000s.
Well, and I don't know if you remember, in the 90s, they came out with an updated commercial of it where they were holding auditions. So
Yes,
it was like,
that was cute
there
too.
was like a llama and a lion and a
Yeah.
turtle and all these other animals trying to be the new Cadbury egg. And I don't get into it a lot. Cadbury is very known for their advertising.
Okay, that's the only commercial I've ever seen or remember.
Well, I think a lot of it is also overseas,
Across
but
the
like
pond.
even like looking back at their like early newspaper advertising, it's very like how like Coca-Cola was. They're just very beautiful, like people enjoying it, and
Like they would hire like an artist to like
Yeah.
illustrate something.
it seems that
Yeah,
way.
Nice.
They also had they had a slump in 2006 where
Didn't we all, honey?
girl 2006 I was like riding high. Hollywood Justin was just hitting the scene.
2006 might have been like the beginning of Hollywood Justin.
Yeah.
Right?
2006 was 1 year before we met.
We met in 2007. Wow, you were riding really high when I met you.
Yeah. I had lots of goo. So Cadbury was having a slump in 2006. They introduced this commercial in 2007. Have you ever seen the gorilla commercial?
It sounds familiar.
So it's basically just this close-up of a gorilla. I think it played in the UK. I don't know if it was an American commercial.
Okay.
This close-up of this gorilla, and they're playing the Phil Collins song In the Air Tonight. I can feel,
Yeah, yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And then so it's like just this close-up the whole time. And then when you get to the drum part, the gorilla starts playing the drums. People went ape shit.
They went ape shit
for this
sure.
commercial.
That's fine.
I watched it. It's a really cool commercial.
Yeah, great.
Some people say the best commercial of Britain of all time. It's one of those things.
Yeah.
Everyone's like, okay, we'll buy Cadbury again. Like everyone came flying back and buying
That's all it
chocolate.
takes to get out of a slump.
Yeah, one
Okay.
gorilla.
There you go.
All right, so we learned about Cadbury in the 80s. As I mentioned, since 1988, Cadbury makes the eggs everywhere in the world except the U.S. Hershey makes it here. In 2015 was when Hershey tried to ban anyone from selling it in the country except
Wow.
them. Seems so shady.
Yeah.
2015 also in the UK, because Cadbury is now owned by that big company. What's that one that starts with the M? Mondelez.
Mondelez, who owns Triscuit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they own this one as well. So in 2015, they're like, what if we don't use dairy milk for the Cadbury egg? And
What if we switch back to poison?
let's switch to poison. Instead of giving them 6, we'll give them 5.
Oh, wow.
And we'll keep the price the same. So people were a little bent out of shape by that.
Yeah. Yeah.
But it's what happens. But regardless, the egg still does very well. They make over 1.5 million Cadbury eggs a day,
Oh, my God.
500 million a year.
Wow.
I came across a few fun facts I would
I don't think I'm going to like these facts.
like to share.
Okay. Lay it on me.
Did you know selling 500 million Cadbury eggs in a year means that every person in Britain can have about 3.5 of them? That's fun.
It's a bit of a thinker. But yeah, I think the language can have.
Well, I put that in there. It's like, I don't even really get it.
It's like 3.5 per person.
That's like averages out to 3.5 per person. But if everyone's not eating 3.5, does that mean this guy's eating 9?
There's no way everyone's eating 3.5. I think what they're doing, I think there's like 10 people in Britain, is that what it is?
Yeah.
Who eat like 450. Like they have like a real, like a compulsion, like they
Right.
can't stop.
Yeah.
And it's kind of skewing the numbers a bit.
Right.
So I think it's throwing things off.
Okay.
But that's fine, and I'd like to investigate.
All right. Well, maybe that's not that fun. Maybe you'll find this one more fun.
Okay, let's try me.
If you took all the...
Nope. You better not be laying them end to end. You better not be laying them end to end, Johnny boy.
And laid them end to end.
Oh, God.
They would...
Yeah? How long would they stretch? From here to who gives a f***? Don't care. Not real. Not real.
Stretch
Nope.
from Bourneville.
Don't know where it is. Great. To where? To where? Around the earth 9 times?
No.
Okay, even worse. Where? Another city in England? In where? The middle of the ocean? Halfway to the moon. What is it? What is it? What? What?
Sydney, Australia.
I like it now. That's actually good.
Sydney, Australia.
Wow.
That has no connection to this story at all.
What a journey. They just found somewhere on a map that people have a reference to a capital. There you go. Okay. And I'm assuming like this and not like this. This would be like cheek to cheek.
I'm assuming tip to tip.
Have these gotten smaller over the years?
Apparently.
Little shrinkflation happening.
I'm not done with my fun
Oh.
facts. This one I don't quite get.
Okay. I'll help you work it out.
This one says stacked on top of each other, which to me would mean...
What do we mean?
That would make a line.
That's a line. Say end to end. They don't stack.
But it says stacked on top of each other in a massive egg pile.
This is bad data. That would never pass the sniff test.
That would equal a pile.
Equal a pile? A pile is not a standard metric of volume. A pile could be 4. What do you mean?
Whoa. This goes back to what a few and many are.
Yeah, you think several is like 300. I mean, this is literally a pile. I made a pile of 4.
That would equal a pile 10 times.
10 times compared to what?
Higher than Mount Everest.
There is no standardization of what size a pile is.
And I don't think there's any way
That's
that
not possible.
10 times higher than Mount Everest?
No, that's not.
That's like 40 quadrillion eggs.
It's not true, and it's not true, and it's not possible, and it's wrong, and it's bad. But great, sure, it's fun. It's fun. All that matters is that it's fun. It doesn't have to be true. It's just fun.
Maybe I could share just one more fun fact with you.
I have it in me for one more. That's all I have.
Did you know the sugar in one Cadbury cream egg
I actually looked up I saw what the sugar is on the pack.
is equal to 2 servings of Count Chocula cereal?
That cannot be what they said.
That's 100% their measurement. Why would you pick such a seasonal cereal? Why wouldn't it be 40 bowls of cornflakes? That seems right. That doesn't even seem shocking.
Or like 9 candy canes or something that like, because again, Count Chocula, first of all, yes, it's a seasonal cereal. It's also not something, it's known as something that's like kind of sweet. And so 2 bowls is not shocking.
Doesn't
that feels
seem
like
that bad.
completely reasonable. God, that
2,000
pisses me off.
raisins. Yeah, not great.
Like, or 150 grapes.
Yes.
Like something that'd be like, wow, that's like a lot of sugar compared to
Wow, I
like
didn't
these
realize that.
grapes.
I'd rather eat the grapes.
22 grams of sugar in one egg.
Wow.
That is a lot of grapes.
Half of consumers bite off the top of the egg.
The tippy?
I bite off the tip and then I tongue it.
In the past, I've drained it of its cream.
Me too, honey. Well, I haven't. Hollywood has.
I find the cream too sweet, and I find the description calling it fondant confusing. I don't think we as a people have fully landed on the definition of fondant.
Interesting, because I put the next line is cream is in quotes in my notes because there's no cream in it. It's really just sugar, and they call the cream goo.
Mm-hmm. But it's actually fondant, which is goo, which is cream.
But it's not even it's not even like it's like the same. It's the same material that is the liquid in a chocolate covered cherry.
I don't like that goo either.
I like that drink. It's like a little. I bite off the tip and I kind of just throw it back.
You are a goo freak.
A goo guy.
I am not into goo. I only like this wet drippy caramel, but that's the only goo I like.
Do you fall into the 16% of people that use their finger to scoop out the goo?
Never in a million years
and then
would I ever
suck off your dirty finger.
Never in my thumb fingernail.
Your
thumb it.
You thumb it.
Never in a million years would it occur to me to do that.
Well, that's good.
That's
16%
yucky.
of eaters do that.
Really? I hope in private, not on a plane.
No, 14% of those are in public.
On a bus.
Did you know in the UK they have Cadbury cream like mobiles? You know how there's like the Wiener mobile?
Yeah.
It's like little eggs
Oh,
on
that's
wheels. I think
cute.
most of them are at Bourneville. I don't
That's
know if they
cute.
use them anymore,
I
but
want to go to Bourneville.
they're soup well.
I might live there. It seems nice.
You can go to the Cadbury World that opened up in 1990. I did a little research on it to
Okay.
see if it might be somewhere where we would want to go. Wow.
I'm allergic to bad news about Cadbury World.
It is a popular visitor attraction
Great.
in Bourneville, Birmingham, UK, dedicated to the heritage and products of the Cadbury Chocolate Company.
Fun.
It is not a factory tour.
Oh.
You will not see chocolate products on the factory line
Okay.
being made.
Relax.
It does offer a self-guided tour with 14 interactive zones,
That sounds fine.
exploring the history of chocolate, a 4D cinema experience, and the brand's advertising
4D.
history.
What's the fourth D? They're spraying like water on you and like shaking your seat.
You just get gooed. Now you're going to go through the goo gun.
Were you on TripAdvisor? People being like 2.5 stars. No, you don't see chocolate getting made. My daughter was in tears. So disappointed.
Well, you do have opportunities to see chocolatiers at work.
At work, but not making chocolate.
But not on the factory line.
No, they're balancing the books.
Oh, yeah. He just sweeps the floors.
I'm placing an inventory order. We're a little low on cocoa butter.
And you do have the experience of going through chocolate rain. I did not look into what that is. I feel like I can figure it out, but it seems messy. I don't know if it's a poncho.
The experience of going through chocolate rain?
Yeah, the experience chocolate rain.
Okay, I'm interested. I would like to go.
Well, it says tickets should be booked in advance.
Nope, I'm just going to show up and walk right in.
It does have the world's largest Cadbury shop, too.
That seems nice.
Yeah.
I'm interested.
I think you'll have fun there. They've also, in 2016, there was a cream egg cafe pop-up.
Okay.
2019, the Cadbury cream egg donut shop. So they're trying to stay
Fun,
like cool
yeah.
and Instagrammable. A lot of fun foods in those things,
Great.
like cream egg toasties, egg and soldiers, a tray baked strawberries and cream.
Fun.
Little dippy things. You could get, not at here, but something that went viral was the espresso.
Oh.
Espresso, which is espresso poured into a hollowed out Cadbury cream egg.
Okay.
Makes kind of like a mocha latte kind of thing.
Interesting. My mom will be speaking to their lawyers as the inventor of the mocha.
As the inventor of the mocha. And then, like I said, in 2010, they were acquired by Kraft. That got spun off into Mondelez, which owns everything now in 2012. So over the last 15 years, ingredients have changed, sizes have changed.
Poison is being incrementally added to the
Poison's
to
coming
the
back
ingredient
into the
slate.
products?
Yes. Anything to cut costs.
Anything to cut costs. 2024, they celebrated their 200th anniversary. And that's pretty much what I have on Cadbury. I do have one more fun fact I forgot to do.
Okay.
This one
Better be fun.
This one is a lot of fun.
Okay.
In 2025, Cadbury created the world's largest cream egg.
That's fun. Guinness?
Can you guess how big it was?
Oh my God. I mean, if it's the largest, not like anybody else is attempting it. So I feel like maybe 18 feet tall.
3.
What?
It was 3 feet tall, about the size of an emperor penguin. It was 3 feet tall, about the
3?
size of an... I know. I know. I looked it up. I was like, okay.
So like just a little bit bigger than the world's largest snowflake? Because I think that was 18 inches.
Babe, that snowflake is not real.
Oh,
but then I was like,
my
wait,
God.
emperor penguins are 3 feet
3 feet tall?
They're huge.
That's huge.
I
Here?
would be terrified if I saw a 3-foot penguin.
Oh my God, it'll peck you right in the crotch.
All right, well, that's it. I do have one last thing.
Okay.
I found this very interesting. This might, I don't know. I'm just going to, I have to read it verbatim.
Okay.
So I apologize because it's a little long.
Okay.
But it is worth it, I think.
Okay.
So I'm just going to go for it.
Great.
Okay. So in the 1930s, Cadbury started using local children to taste test the chocolate to
Fun.
give their reviews on.
Great.
They would give them chocolates, they'd give them paper they would rate it like 0 to 10 and they would
Sure.
put comments on it. And one of the kids that did this wrote about the experience, and I just thought that was cool.
That's cute.
So here's what he writes, and it is a little long. Every now and then, a plain gray cardboard box was dished out to each boy in our house, a present from the great chocolate manufacturers Cadbury. Inside the box, there were 12 bars of chocolate, all of different shapes, all with different fillings, and all with numbers from 1 to 12 stamped on the chocolate underneath. 11 of these bars were new inventions from the factory. The 12th was a control bar, one that we all knew well, usually a Cadbury's coffee cream bar. The box came with a sheet of paper, ranked 0 through 10, and write comments. All of us entered into this game with great gusto, sitting in our studies and nibbling each bar with the air of connoisseurs, giving our marks and making our comments. Too subtle for the common palate was one note I remember writing down. I began to realize that the large chocolate companies possess inventing rooms, and they took their inventing rooms very seriously. I used to picture a long white room like a laboratory with pots of chocolate and fudge and all sorts of other delicious fillings bubbling away on stoves while men and women in white coats moved between the bubbling pots, tasting and mixing and concocting their wonderful new inventions. I would imagine myself working in one of these labs, and suddenly I would come up with something so absolutely unbearably delicious that I would grab it in my hand and go rushing out of the lab and along the corridor and right to the office of the great Mr. Cadbury himself. "I've got it, sir," I would shout, putting the chocolate in front of him. "It's fantastic. It's fabulous. It's marvelous. It's irresistible." And I just thought that was a really cute thing.
That is so cute.
And that kid actually would go on and keep writing things like this.
Aww.
And in 1971, he released Charlie and the Chocolate Factory.
You're kidding.
Pull over.
I have full body chills.
I'm crying.
Wow.
That was an expert that he wrote in a book, I think called The Boy,
That
talking about that experience.
is wild.
Yeah.
Wow. Very cool.
And there you have it. One of the greats.
Or why are we sad?
I don't know.
We're sad it's over. I'm really craving some chocolate.
All right, well, now you know the history. We've been talking about the last 202 years. You've tasted the product. You have your own thoughts on it. Before I do the Freaks of the Week, is Cadbury on brand or off brand for you?
Cadbury is a hard, rock hard on brand for me.
Okay.
It is filling my Easter basket this year.
Okay. Maybe 16% of the people will finger you, too.
What?
That's right. There's a joke in there somewhere because you were filling. And
It fills my basket.
Fills your basket.
It's an on-brand for you, John.
It is a rock hard, throbbing, on brand
God.
for me. I love the history. I love that it started out a clumpy, fatty cup of goo, and now it's a really
It's
sweet, smooth goo.
It's not clumpy. It's not fatty. I think it needs to be fattier.
I'm gonna have to try that bar. We have other chocolates to try too, but not.
I need to lay down after that.
I ate a very tiny half of one, and I'm good. Like I don't want anything else.
I ate all of it except this filling, and I'm like feeling like I need to call 911.
All right, well there you go. That's Cadbury, guys. Episode 150.
Happy Easter!
Happy Easter! Enjoy your baskets. Enjoy your egg hunts.
We hope the Easter Bunny is nice to you, and that you decorate eggs with food coloring. Don't make it harder on yourself. Don't decoupage.
Don't go get a bunch of leaves or pine cones.
You don't need to.
Just food coloring.
Just squirt a little food coloring in, do a dunk, and move on with your life.
And ask the Easter Bunny more about its origin. Like, I know what Santa does 24, like all year. I know
Get up in the middle of the night to ask the Easter Bunny about its origin.
Like, where are
you from?
Do you have elves or do you just use, like, bunnies have a lot of kids?
I don't even know where you live.
Where do you live? Just in a hole?
These are really good questions.
I need to know more. All right. Well, there you go. Before we go, let's give out our shout outs to our Freaks of the Week. If you don't know what a Freak of the Week is, our Freaks of the Week are the people that do our little Insta Egg game on Instagram. If you're not familiar with that, every Wednesday I post a puzzle on Instagram in our story. If you solve it and figure out what our brand's going to be that week and let me know, I'll send you a little freak badge to let you know you got it right, and I'll add your name to our Wheel of Freaks. I spin it 5 times, and those people are our Freaks of the Week. And the lucky people this week are Lily M., Ben Morin, Patrina, Brooke Reba, and Michelle Cordier. So congratulations, guys. Thanks for playing the egg. Thanks for checking out our Instagram. Check out our feed if you don't already check it out. We put a lot of supplemental stuff on there and posters and a lot of fun things that just add to the experience of the pod. And if you're not subscribed to us on YouTube, we would love it if you would do that. It's free to do and it helps us out. We're at over 700 subscribers and I'd love to hit 1,000 by next week.
So get to it. While we're giving shout outs, I'd like to shout out a lovely listener who left us a 5-star review in Apple Podcasts. We have Katmar Bar. They say, great show. This is the podcast I look forward to most each week. Been a fan since John said carrots. Reference to our time on Doughboys. The episode topics are fun, interesting, and well-researched, but they could literally be talking about paint drying, and I would keep listening because of their hilarious banter and their takes on daily life. I've been listening to podcasts for over a decade. Okay, brag. And this is the first time I ever considered signing up for a Patreon, but I knew I needed to have twice as much Jon and Marisa in my life each week. Wow, take that, This American Life.
Wow. Take that, call her daddy.
I know you're always concerned with the episodes going long, but as far as I'm concerned, make them as long as you like. Sorry, Al Pal.
Well, I think this one will probably be in that category.
Thank you, Katmar Bar. If you want to be like Katmar Bar, sign up for our Patreon for an extra episode of Off Brand every Tuesday. Check us out on Instagram at OnBrandThePod, TikTok at OnBrandThePodcast, YouTube, lots of ways to get with the show, connect with us, chat with John in bed. He's a working boy. He's in jeans. He's grumpy.
I will only be grumpy with you on Wednesdays when you write the wrong answer and on Off-Brand. I might dom you.
You go. We love it. I feel like my eyeballs have split into 2 pupils each from the sugar.
I know. And I just tongued out that whole other half.
I know
of
you
that
said
egg.
you were done, and then I saw you tonguing out that egg.
Well, I don't want the shell, but I was just wanted to tongue the goo.
So you want the goo, I want the shell. So you lick all the goo out, and then you give me the shell.
That's like my friend Tara and I when we ate fries. I don't like pointy fries, and she loves pointy fries. So I would eat the flatties, and she would eat the pointies.
That's really cute. True love. All right. With that, we'll be back next week with an all-new episode. Happy Easter!
And remember, we may go off topic, but we'll always be on brand.
See ya.
Bye.
On brand.